And what is going down, everybody? He's back. It's your boy, Mr. June. We are here doing it big, man. I got my guy here, the Hammer. We are the Fight Team 206. Hitmon Lee, it will not be with us. Last week was the Lunar New Year. Had to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So loving it. Loving it. You know what I'm saying? Um it's been a good week so far. You know, everybody's okay. Nobody's been injured, man. Everybody's breathing, loving the thing, loving what's going on. Today's guest we're supposed to have. I believe his name is Nick from Single at 40. He is a YouTube channel that is pretty dope. Goes out there in Angeles City, Pampanga, in the Philippines, man. I want to say Balibago, if I'm not mistaken. So that's gonna be dope, man.
That's pretty cool. My mom's she's from Pampanga, so
yes, sir.
it'd be cool to see if he's been to where she's from.
What's that? What's the dialect? Papanganese or something like that?
Kapampangan.
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 Okay. Yeah, if people aren't familiar with that, they say they make the best sisig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they can cook too. That's what they say.
Yeah,
really good food. Oh my god.
Yeah, I need to really see what's going on with they sisig out there, man. You know, so yeah, man.
We went to go pick you up from Angeles City, right? Did we pick you up from Angeles City, or was it? Did we meet?
Well, we were at the Dow terminal. It's about like 10 minutes from Walking Street.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Very, very fun time. It was crazy. It's like there's another YouTuber that I'm subscribed to out there. He was doing one of his walks, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that dude. Had to go back, pause it right in his face, and say, "Oh, that's Gio. That's my guy." Yeah, I said, "That's Gio." Yes, sir.
Is that the guy that you drank with? That was like being a little weird or something?
Nah, bro. When I went in there. I'm gonna tell that story. When we get our guest in here, man. I'm gonna let that story out there, man. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 people watching the stream. Thank you for coming out here once again, man. It's the Fight Team, the 206, man. I gotta hold on. Let's where's my categories at, man? There we go. We gotta show that, man. They got to show today's guest, man. Single at 40. That's going to be our special guest today. I always tell people to come in about 10 minutes after the show starts. That way, we get all our stuff out, all the introductions and stuff. We've been going back and forth chatting on via email about getting this thing together. He also has a podcast. He said he prefers to do his podcast when he's face to face with people right across from him, which I think is that's pretty cool. I've seen a couple of he did
some too. He's got some good content, man.
Yeah.
I should watch more though.
No, you just gotta just get the subscriber count up, man. I got like I said, I'm posting videos every day, bro. I'm posting them every day to see how this goes. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, man, please subscribe to the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Leave us a comment. Always leave us a comment, guys. We're always reading comments and stuff. So, yeah, let us know what you guys are thinking about that.
There's baddies in Angeles City.
What? Yeah, he's bro. And he's going out there with the entourage. It's not like he's going out there with a couple of people. He's probably got like 15, 20.
And that's best time, too. You're single.
Yeah, you're going out there and they're just...
You're single, you're 40, you got money. You're over in the Philippines
having a great time, man.
Man, that's trouble. If you allow it to be trouble, it could be trouble.
It could be a lot of trouble, man. Checking my emails real quick, man, just to make sure. Yeah, let's see here. Just want to make sure I got all my P's and Q's together. And let's go ahead and get him in here.
What's
Hey,
up,
what's going
guys?
on? How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, bro. How are you?
Pretty good, man.
What's
So,
going on?
it is Nick, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. So, for you guys that are on the show, man, watching, a lot of my viewers, they'll come back and they'll watch it later. This is Nick from Single at 40. He is a YouTuber in Angeles City, Pampanga, Philippines. Also, he has great content. So if you guys see his content on there, please subscribe to the channel, man. Your podcast is lit. Love the podcast. I've been following you for about, I don't know, maybe a year now. I think I've been following you. There's a couple of YouTubers out there I um I follow. My wife's Filipino, so we went out there 2023. She's from Leyte. She's from Visayan, but they grew up in Cabrillo Laguna. So I figured we go to Pampanga, Angeles City to see what it's like. So let's hear from you, Nick, man. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you guys. Thanks for the
How's it
comments about the
going?
channel.
Yeah,
Uh, just trying to move forward every day with it, and glad people are enjoying it. We'll keep making them. But yeah, no, thanks a lot, man. I love the opportunity to sit down and talk with you guys.
most definitely. So, Nick, we're going to pick your brain a little bit. So, you are from Hawaii?
I live in Honolulu, correct?
Okay.
I'm originally from California, but I've been in Hawaii about 15 years.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of our content, we're we're fighters. You know, we do a lot of we do a lot of MMA. I have an extensive Taekwondo background. Arm and Hammer, that is my wife's cousin. I've
Yep.
been married for like 18 years, so I've been knowing him since he's been like a baby.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah.
we have another co-host, but he has work, so he's doing his thing. So Honolulu, man, tell me about Honolulu. How many? I know there'll be some scrappers out there in Honolulu. Okay,
Oh
or
man,
I'm going to say
for sure.
Hawaii in general. Hawaii in general. How many good fights have you seen out there?
I first off don't try to get into any fights because there's so many guys here into MMA. You never know who you're messing with. But
Yeah,
MMA is a big deal here, a very big sport here. Guys are passionate about it. I mean, you got BJ Penn and among others that are great, Max Holloway. So it's a big deal. When I first moved to Hawaii, that's when BJ Penn was doing his thing and winning championships and whatnot. And the island literally shut down when that guy's fights were on. You go out on the street, you go to a business, there's nobody.
yeah,
Everybody was somewhere watching those fights. So yeah, no, it's a fight game's really big here.
yeah. It's like Pacquiao.
Yeah,
When
I was gonna
Pacquiao was
say
fighting,
same
like
Philippines.
everything's on pause just to
It's
watch him fight.
in Hawaii too. There's a lot of Filipinos in Hawaii. So yeah, when Pacquiao would a match would be on, Hawaii would be a ghost town as well. So
Okay, so let's get into it. But what got you to start to doing content in Angeles City?
long story, but yeah, we'll get into it. So back in 2014, I was living here in Hawaii, and a customer of mine who became a good friend of mine, older gentleman, Filipino guy. One of my coworkers told me, like, hey, you should ask, the guy's name is Albert. He's like, you should ask Albert to take you to the Philippines. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you're single. I think you'll have a good time. At that point, guys, I knew nothing about the Philippines. My college roommate and one of my best friends, who's my partner on this channel, is Filipino. He was born and raised in California as well. So I knew he was a Filipino, and I knew Manny Pacquiao, and I knew what Jollibee was because they have Jollibee in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah,
So that was about the gist of my knowledge of the Philippines. So I end up asking my friend and customer, like, hey, man, take me to the Philippines. He's like, all right. I didn't hear shit from him for about 6 months. One day, randomly, he's like, you got a passport? I was like, yeah. He's like, we're going to the Philippines next week. So he
okay,
bought me a ticket. I cruised over there with him. Fortunately for me, if you're familiar with Walking Street, there's a group of bars owned by a group called the Dollhouse Group, Atlantis and Dollhouse Bar, among others. And those guys are originally from Hawaii. And
okay,
my customer was piped in with them, and he was a partner with those guys. So my first experience of Angeles was insane, just a great time. So
okay.
I came home and I called my buddy Glenn, and I was like, dude, you got to go to the Philippines with me. Like, I just had the best time of my life. And his remembrance of the Philippines was from when he was a kid going to the province. And he's like, no, I'm cool. Like, it's a long flight. Like, I don't want to go over there.
Yeah,
But about a year goes by and he sees a video on Facebook. Black Eyed Peas guy that's Filipino made it.
Yeah.
It's a video about it's more fun in the Philippines. And he saw all the different islands and all the different cool shit that was going on there. So he called me up. He's like, dude, I think we should go. And I'm like, let's go. So we've been going 3-4 times a year ever since. And I think that was 2016. So almost 10 years. So to answer your second part of your question, the YouTube channel, I was never into content. I was never really much into social media or anything like that. I didn't even have MySpace. I'm 45, so I kind of a little bit older. So I was a little later to the game when it came to content and social media. And early on, I got a Facebook account, and then I realized that I just wasted too much time with it. And I remember arguing with people that were people from my past, high school, whatever, about political things. Or I remember the Colin Kaepernick thing was a big deal. I supported the guy, and all these people were hammering me for it. And I'm like, why am I arguing with these guys? Like, I haven't seen this guy in 20 years, like I wish him the best, but why am I wasting my time to argue with him over if the guy should take a knee for the national anthem? So I got off of social media completely. And then years later, I got into a business, a tire shop, and that's actually where I'm at now. We built a studio on top of it. And I started looking back into social media to promote the business.
Yeah.
It doesn't really go too much in line. I mean, we definitely have social media for the shop, but it's not a great marketing tool for something like what we were doing. And then it kind of just dawned on me, like, we should start filming our shit escapades in the Philippines because we're passionate about it. It's fun. And no matter what, at the end of the day, if nobody watches it, at least we'll have it documented for us later on.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
So that's kind of how it got started.
Okay. Yeah, cause like I started so before I went to the Philippines, my wife, she's been here since she was 8, so she hasn't been back in so long, and I was doing some research. I said, okay, well, what are we gonna do out here? Where we're gonna go? We ended up going to Boracay for a week, and we said, okay, well, let's have some fun. We'll go out to Angeles City and see what's going on. So I always started watching Philly in the Philippines first,
okay,
to kind of know, like, all right, where should I go? Where shouldn't I go? What's a hot spot? What's a spot where you don't want to get robbed, you don't want to get mugged or whatnot? Because I mean, I'm born and raised in a neighborhood, so I know what trouble looks like and what trouble doesn't look like. I'm trying to have a good time, so I started watching him, got some good information. Then I started watching It's My Life Philippines, the Russian guy. I started watching him, watching the walks and stuff. And then there's a couple other YouTubers I subscribe to because they're small. I know how it is when you're starting off and you only got 10 subscribers to 100 subscribers, and it can be challenging. So I like to subscribe to guys. And I got out to Angeles City, bro, and the first day was fucking crazy because we got there like 10 o'clock, and a couple of bars were open, and I go into this bar this guy. Real nice guy. He going to this bar. I think it was the Club 123. I think it was.
Okay.
So going to the bar, I buy a drink. He's like, "Yeah, you want to buy a lady a drink?" So I buy this lady his drink, and they're talking to me, and he's like, "Yeah, man. So that's my sister," and I'm like, "That ain't your fucking sister, bro." So they sit next to each other, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that is your sister." Like they look so much like. I said, "This is wild." And then took a couple of drinks, and I went over to Angel Witch, and I said, this place is off the fucking chain. Now, remind you, it's only like 11, 12 o'clock, and I'm like, this shit is crazy, and I'm kind of already drunk. Fell asleep, got up when the night comes on, man. It's crazy, bro, and I'm watching your content, and you have a huge entourage of people. And you're going in, you're doing basically a bar takeover. You're taking over. And it's not just good for you; it's good for the bar too. It's good business for them. A lot of people don't know like how much the minimum wages in the Philippines compared to what people are making in America, and it's good that you go in there and you spend that money with them, and they make that money and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be so frustrating to work there, and like out in Kabuya, Laguna, man, some of their minimum wage is like $10 a day.
No, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm happy you noticed that because that honestly is a big part of what we're trying to do. So once we started the YouTube, so I didn't know much about YouTube, and during the pandemic, we couldn't go to the Philippines, and we were traveling 3-4 times a year there consistently for I don't know 7-8 years, and then the pandemic hit, right, and we were just locked down. We couldn't go. The Philippines wasn't allowing tourism. I mean, the whole world was like that, right?
Yeah.
So we turned to YouTube. We started watching, guys like Philly in the Philippines and, It's My Life Philippines, and was using Google Earth just to walk down Walking Street for fun. And that's kind of how I got into YouTube, like watching it. And I started to notice once we started our channel that there's a ton of negativity spewed all over the internet and YouTube in general about Walking Street, about the girls, about what's going on there. And it just didn't make sense to me because the game is the game, right?
Yeah.
And
it's like,
guys don't understand it. And I understand guys get burned and whatnot, and they have the right to be pissed. But at the end of the day, we had such a good time there and everybody was so good to us. It's like, we got to like kind of flip the script on this thing and like show people our experience and show how you do it right and try to shine as much positivity as you can. You might see my shirt. It says "Make Walking Street Great Again."
Yeah.
So
I need to go.
So right now there's a ton of people bashing on how it's not how it used to be, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And definitely it's not. And I agree. But at the end of the day, the pandemic crushed that place. And a lot of guys are saying, go to Thailand, the Philippines is dead, Walking Street's dead. And I'm trying to pitch on our channel. The only way to change it is if guys like us go back there and spend money. Like it's going to be dead until we support that economy. So if everybody just lets it die, then maybe it goes away. You never know. But if everyone's headed there, spending money, doing what we do, they'll bring it back. If there's money to be made, people will come, right?
Of course.
So that's a big part of our channel is trying to promote that. And our entourage has grown over the years, but a lot of it's just friends we've made along the way. The girls, we call them the Single at 40 Angels. And I mean, there's girls that roll with us that we've been partying with there for 10 years. There's some that we just recently met, but we take everybody, because they have the bar fine thing where they can, you pay to basically get them to leave the bar. We'll bar fine 15, 20 girls so they get paid that night. We'll bring them with us. We got street vendors that roll with us, doormen, security, like anybody that's our friend, join the fucking party and let's go.
Yeah, I see you guys roll. You guys are out there thick. Like you guys got a thick fucking group of people, and like I said, bro. It's good that you brought it up about how people bash a lot of people bash the Philippines in general, and it's like you're gonna get you're gonna get what you're giving people. If you come out there with a negative, and that goes with anywhere in the world. You come out there with a negative attitude, you come out there on your high horse, somebody's gonna put you in your place, or you're gonna get did wrong. There's some of the nicest people out there. And I'm from Washington State, okay, and the Philippines is the only place I've been to where it's like I'm not just some black dude walking down the street. They look at you like, okay, you're an American, and they're always smiling, and they have next to nothing, and they're having the best time in their life, dude. Oh, he got the little. He brought the baby out. Okay,
Filipino too, full Filipino. Let's go.
Yeah. Fresh baby boy. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing what you guys are doing down there. There's a couple of YouTubers down there that I'm not too fond of. I met a couple that kind of stirred me the wrong way, kind of gave me some bad energy. And like I said, it is. And then, they're looking at me like I'm a fanboy, and some of them's never really seen my channel and what I do. And I met a couple down there that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. But like I met Philly, and Philly was the nicest dude I ever met. I bought him a cup of coffee, sat down there, wrapped his brain, didn't want to put him on camera, just wanted to talk to him man to man, wrapped his brain, asked him a lot of questions, gave me a lot of good pointers and stuff. Wonderful dude. Then you got guys like Ace Bachelor, and yeah, that dude, well, he's from Spokane, so I can kind of understand he's a fucking clown, but yeah, that dude, yeah, he's kind of, and I seen Chubbs on your podcast too. I met Chubbs, and it was interesting talking to Chubbs. Ann, on the other hand, kind of it was weird energy with Ann, but I had to kind of step back and kind of feel what was going on because, like, me and my wife, we went to one of the bars, and like I said, my wife's been up here since she was 8, but her Tagalog is really, really good. And she got kind of offended because people were like, oh, well, how long did it take for your husband to petition you? And she was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean petition me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking, like I'm a fucking American citizen. Like, what the fuck? And she was, yeah, but I told her, like, they didn't kind of get, they're like, you've been in America that long and your Tagalog is so good they didn't understand, like, But it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, that's just the culture, man. You just gotta talk to people, you know, you get a good vibe and stuff. And me and her were going to the bars, and this is one thing that I understand how respectful that the women are. Okay, so I bought a couple of chicks some drinks, and they're sitting next to me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm out here with my wife," and they're like, "Where's she at?" I'm like, "She's right there." And they get up, and they're like, they're about to walk off, and she's like, "No, it's okay," because we understand this is you guys' job, man. It's your hustle. You know, we spend the fraction of money that we were spending there, we spend at least 10 times that much going out to eat in America, man. So it wasn't a problem to sit there and throw some money around and give them tips and all that. And some of the tips we were giving them, they were kind of like, that's too much money. We're like, dude, it's cool. You know, it's cool, but you know, like you said, people have that inclination that we're like, we take it for granted up here in America because things are so expensive, man. We take things for granted. You go down there and all they want to do is smile and have the greatest time possible, which is a beautiful thing. That's why I commend you for what you do out there, bro, because I see behind the scenes of what you're really doing. So some people think, oh, he's just out there partying. Nah, man, kind of watch what's going on. And you're doing a great thing for people out there, bro. And we really love it. What's going on?
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you noticing. And we have a mission statement on our YouTube channel. And part of it is like give without expectation. And over the years traveling there, we've always given. But what we get back from that culture and those people is we get tenfold back from what we give, man. Because like you said, it's a great culture. And 99.9 of the people there are loving and kind and such good hosts, and customer service is through the roof, and everybody wants to make sure you have a good time. And like you said, they don't see race there. They see, hey, you're an American here to have a good time. Like, let's have a good time, you know?
You have a good time. Yeah. Yeah. There's no, and I don't.
Fantastic place.
Yeah. It is great because, like, when I went out to Kabuyao, you know, I'm getting looks, but my wife's like, well, why are you looking at you like that? I said, because a lot of them never really seen a black American before. They've only seen them on TV because you know when it's a stare like this dude sizing me up, but it's not like that. It's like they're just I'm saying hi and being respectful, and they're right that look for it, like what the fuck is going on?
More confusion than anything, right?
Yeah, and they're like, how the fuck is he here? And it's like, yeah, everybody is so loving out there, so respectful, man. Hammer, man, you got any questions for Nick? You've been over here quiet.
I don't know what to say. I've been to the Philippines twice. Oh yeah. So what other parts of the Philippines have you been to? Have you been to like in the provinces, or has it just been the major kind of touristy places? Or I should have watched more of your videos and stuff, but my mom's actually from Pampanga.
Okay.
She's from Lubao, if you know where that is.
Okay. I do. Yeah, I've been all over the country, man. Obviously Manila and Angeles City and Pampanga, all over, the Pampanga area. One of my favorite places to visit is Boracay. Been going there for years. We got a couple videos. Yeah, got a group of guys that we met.
We went there. Yeah,
it's a great place.
Beautiful.
Got some tour guys we met there. That it's a family affair. All their wives, kids, they all work on these boats, take us out. So we got a team over there that we love seeing. Go there like usually twice a year. I've been to El Nido. Puerto Princesa, Coron.
Yeah, I'm going to Corona. I'm going to Corona in October.
Coron's beautiful.
October. Dude. When we went to Boracay, bro, I've never seen clear blue water.
Beautiful, yeah.
I've never seen that. I was so shocked to see white sand, and it was the softest sand I've ever seen in my life. And I couldn't believe it. This guy went out there and said, I'm gonna go lay down on the beach. He had fallen asleep out there. Yeah, it was just, it's so, I mean, the air quality is great. It's hot. It's nice. You cannot go. I don't understand how people go out there and have a bad time.
I don't get it. So I live in Hawaii, obviously beautiful place, paradise, beautiful water, like you're saying, but it's fucking expensive, right? So people always ask me, that meet me from mainland USA, like, oh, where do you go on vacation when you live in Hawaii? It's like, motherfucker, I go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know how beautiful it is there. Like a good example, the first time we went to Boracay, this guy was standing outside our hotel trying to sell this boat trip. He's a great friend of mine now. His name's Fred. But after like 2 days, finally, I'm like, all right, man, what do you got? And he basically was trying to pitch me on this island hopping trip, right? I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds good. Like, how much? And at the time, this is back, 2016, I think. He said 8,000 pesos, which was around $200, right? And he's like, that includes lunch and drinks the whole day. We go to 3 islands. I'm like, fucking $200, like sold. Let's go. So the next day, that was the first time we went out with these guys, and we had the most amazing time. Like we cruised around to 3 different islands. They made this crazy lunch on the boat. They had a bunch of beers, sodas, whatever you wanted to drink. And at the end of the trip, you know, I gave them 400 instead of 200 because it's like $400. Are you kidding me? Like we just spent the whole day on your boat.
Yeah.
You treat us like kings. You fed us like kings. Like these guys like flip the fuck out. Like they'd never gotten a tip like that. But for me, it's like to go out on a boat in Hawaii for 4 hours with 100 of my closest friends that I don't know and get a fucking sandwich and one fucking Coca-Cola is $300, you know, just for me, you know.
That's
and we
crazy.
had a bunch of people with us, you know, our girls from the Philippines, my buddies, and it just, that's why it's so great there, because of the cost. And then when you can add a little bit extra to that, it makes these people's day because they're working so hard for what they got to get, you know.
Yeah, because we did the land tour and we did the island hopping tour. We did the island hopping tour, and my dumbass fell in one of the fucking bridges. They're like this makeshift bridge going across to go to the spot.
yeah.
Yeah, and there was a fucking huge hole in there. And I ended up falling. My fucking leg ended up falling in there. It was crazy. That was crazy. But and then I told this guy not to eat that food there. I said eat the fish and stuff. Don't eat that other food. You know, it'll fucking
it was
stomach
like a
up.
buffet style. In a little
Yeah, it was. But the land tour was We went to a Muay Thai gym out there in Boracay. We just went up there and
Boracay MMA, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Yeah,
I watched one of your Boracay videos last night. I was digging through your videos, and you were cracking me up, dude. You were at Puka Beach and you were tripping off the sand. You're like, dude, the sand here is crazy. I was laughing. I was like, that's awesome because Puka Beach is cool. Yeah.
God.
Coming from where I come from is like I've never experienced that type of shit in my life, and I was like, dude, like again, I'm like, how the fuck do people have bad times when they go on vacation? It's just stay at home if you're gonna have an attitude. You know, if you're not gonna have a good time, just stay at home. Don't give nobody else your shit because they're working their ass off to make you happy, and you're being a dick. Nah, I can't stand people that do that to people, man. And like, and everything out there is reasonably priced, man. The food is great. We ate so much seafood the first day we got there. I didn't want any more seafood for the rest of the week. Yeah, it was. We were eating.
What's it called?
It's like a $60 lobster. Up here, that lobster would be like $300
for sure
for a piece of lobster. The shrimp were as big as my hand. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. And how I've never experienced this, man. You know, because that's my plan. My plan is to retire. I'm 41. I'm trying to retire at 50, and I retired over there. And I'm going to chill out. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my days, man.
My dad was actually, they were working on his property over there in Kabuya, and he's just sending me like videos and stuff. And I don't know, I got a kid now, and it's like I don't know how I fit that into a week long. Or I'll bring him. I might as well just bring him when he's a little older. But
yeah,
I miss it already, man.
Yeah, your roots are there, man. Bring them out there.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah,
no, you definitely should. So my friend Glenn, the partner with me on the channel, the Filipino guy, like he hadn't gone back to the Philippines since he was young, like a kid, and he lived there for about a year when I think he was in like first grade age. He's got older sisters, and they lived in LA, and they were getting in trouble or whatever. And the dad took the whole family, like, you guys are going to be rebellious. We're headed back to the Philippines. So he spent a year there as a kid. So he hadn't been back since being a kid. And when he first went with me, he had the craziest experience because once he got there and started listening to people talk, like he knew what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like, he started piecing it together, and like he didn't realize he knew how to speak Tagalog, and it was stuck in his brain from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And so
it's embedded, man, etched in there.
And now he loves going, and you know, like for your son, it's like it's his roots, you know. So he loves going and embracing himself in the culture and being able to speak speak Tagalog and whatnot. So yeah, definitely get your kid over there, man.
You speak Tagalog?
I don't. I mean, I know like some of the words and whatnot, but
yeah,
I've tried. Like, I grew up in California and I had a little bit of Spanish background, but me and languages, bro, I can barely speak the fucking English language, man. So
Tagalog's a tough. It's kind of like
rough,
just the way
man.
it's phrased. Like it's like Yoda speak in a way. Like it's like the way that the sentences are framed is like you have to like reverse everything. So
Well, there's so many different dialects too,
yeah, and then
from
Papuan.
Visayan to Ilocano and all that stuff. So it's like even when you're trying to practice Tagalog, you start listening to somebody talk, you're like, that ain't Tagalog. What the fuck are they talking about? Like, so
Yeah.
it's rough. It's definitely rough. But if I live there someday, like I have the same plan of view as possibly retiring there eventually, and that's when I'll put in the full on effort, right?
Yeah, especially when you start hearing the other dialects, you're kind of like, what the fuck? Because Tagalog is supposed to be the main language, but then my in laws when they start speaking that Visayan language, I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? Because they're talking so fast, so quick, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? We got a couple questions on here, so let's see here. We got
I answered Nate's one. Nate's one.
Naughty Nate Smith. He said he just trained FMA, which is Filipino martial arts. That's Arnice, the Eskrima. How you feel about that system? Well, FMA is trained in the military. I believe the Special Forces trained FMA, if I'm not mistaken. True Arnice is one stick, one knife. Our crew guy that we train with, he's an FMA master, and he's a fucking goon, and he's from Guam, right? Right from Guam.
Yeah,
he's from Guam. He looks anyway. They're still Filipino to me.
It's another art.
Yeah,
another
but yeah, he's FMA is the real. When you see people that are really good in FMA, there's not a lot of flashy stuff. It can get real serious. Yeah. Let's see. What's the best knockout that you guys ever got?
That's Van Lee.
Got like Van, I'm gonna answer that question later for you, man. That's my guy. Van Lee is one of he always watches every podcast that we have. He's always on here. He's always asking the great questions to pick our brain. So let's see. Nick, are you married, kids, anything?
I actually do. I have a Filipino wife and 2 daughters.
Okay. All right. Are they from? Is your wife from the Philippines too?
Yeah, they come back and forth.
Okay. All right. Cool. Oh, so they stay out there.
Yeah, for long periods of time. Like they love it there. So, and my goal is just to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the. At least you know the end goal, man. The end goal is to get there and have the best experience possible. Because I mean, the retirement age right now, I tell everybody, retirement age right now is what, 67? I'm not going to work till I'm no fucking 67.
That's
Fuck
crazy.
that. That isn't, those numbers don't even, the math doesn't even add up to me. 67, dick don't work anymore, can't do shit. You can barely eat right, you can't fly. And that's another thing I want to say. When I was out there, I was eating so much food out there. And my sister thought I was losing weight. I said, what the? I was like, how? But everything, I felt like the food was a lot cleaner. It wasn't a lot of processed shit. The sun's always hitting you. You're constantly moving and stuff.
Sweating.
That's it. You hit the nail on the head. It's you're eating whole foods like seafood, rice, vegetables, and you're walking all over the place.
Yeah.
Americans are fat, lazy. We don't walk around. We sit in chairs all day and we eat processed foods.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You'll be healthier there for sure.
Yeah. Just like yesterday, when I said, you want to go to McDonald's? I said, for what? That fucking pterodactyl? I want that fucking pterodactyl meat. We don't even know where that meat comes from. You can't tell me you're going to put a burger under the bed for a month and it still looks the same. Hell no. That doesn't even make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So
get away from that shit. It'll kill you.
You have to, bro. And the food is so, bro. What's your favorite Filipino dish?
I would have to say pork sisig.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of sisig. Everywhere, almost every restaurant I went to out in the Philippines when I was there, I ate a plate of sisig.
My close second would be the kari kari.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's fire too. My favorite is the sinigang. I love sinigang.
That's great soup. I love that.
Yeah, too. Love sinigang. The best, so far the best sisig I had was at the Aloha Hotel in Boracay, right behind the La Camela de Boracay. Yeah, La Camela de Boracay, right behind the hotel. Right? Yeah, they had the best. and it was only one cook that was cooking that. It wasn't like multiple people. Like I
Is
went
that
there.
where we would go and get our coffee in the morning?
Yeah,
Okay.
we go to the 9 o'clock, and they had like the little bar there, and they only had two people that ran that bar. So if they weren't there, we had to wait until they got there for work. And I said, dude, that's the best. I mean, you can't get no. That's smart. You ain't got 30 fucking people making it different ways. You got one person who does it the same way every time. And you gotta love it.
Oh, for
Family.
sure. So
Family the hardest.
you guys being such big fight fans, have you traveled to Thailand yet?
No,
No.
that's. I think I'm gonna do that for my wife's 40th birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Thailand's
do
great.
Thailand.
Thailand's
Yeah,
great. And
and
that's one cool thing. Once you retire, bro, and you get to the Philippines, a flight from Manila to Bangkok's like $250.
yeah,
It's not bad. We go to Thailand too, and we always stop in the Philippines if we're going over anywhere over than that region. And the flights to all those places, Vietnam, Thailand, are cheap, but Thailand's really cool, especially with the Muay Thai. Wherever you go, Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, like there's these little bars that have gyms are part of them, and those guys are so passionate, dude. Like you can't go fight like that in a bar setting, and it's real. Like it's not bullshit. Like it's a full on fight. Like,
Can you imagine, dude?
and these
Yeah.
guys are making pennies to do this, but that's how much they love the game of fighting. It's like,
Yeah.
respect
So
these
you're telling me
guys.
like you could go to a bar, have drinks, chill, and then there have fights right there?
Yeah,
like on a
and
Saturday or some
legit
shit.
motherfucking fights, bro.
Fuck, dude. Doesn't that
And
sound
then
lit?
there's some
Everyone's
bigger-
betting.
There's some bigger arenas that aren't necessarily like a bar, but they obviously serve drinks that the talent goes up. Like in Phuket, which is a small beach town similar to Boracay, where you can enjoy all that type of stuff. There's like a major fight venue, like a couple blocks from your hotel. We went there one night. I think there was 8 fights, and they were all badass, man. And these guys, and you can sit ringside. We upgraded our tickets. Instead of paying like $7, we paid $12. And next thing you know, we're like, their sweat is hitting us when they're fucking fighting. Like that's how close you can get. So yeah, I recommend it if you guys are big into the fight game.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I have to visit. I want to. My one of my goals is every country that I travel to, I want to go do. I want to at least see the type of training they do, or at least I want to train with them to see how gritty they really get on the day's training.
You remember that Boracay MMA?
Oh my god, dude! We went up there to train, and it was.
We had to go up a little mountain, dude. Like a hill.
It was so fucking hot there. Okay, when they would always say, drink bottled water at all times. Dude, we went up there and it was we did a whole training session for like an hour and a half, and I was so thirsty. This guy's like, here, you want some water? And I'm not thinking.
It was from the sink.
I drank this water and I said, oh, this is straight shit water. But you have no, and I drank it and I was like, bro, like my body felt better. I was like, wait a minute, bro, this is crazy. Because like you got sweat on top of sweat on top of sweat. And the higher we got up there, because we had to go up the side of this, I don't know, it was like a mountain, right? So we go up the side, and the higher you got,
it was a hill. It was a big
the
hill.
air quality started to change and shit on some straight Kumite type shit. And I said, what the fuck is, like, we're really about to do this? We come down, I'm taking a shower. I got out the shower, I'm still fucking sweating. And I'm like, this is nuts. And I'm drinking. My wife said, you drunk all that water? I said, hell yeah, but I feel energized off that nasty ass shit. But
the fighters there too, they're different, man. They're like hungry, they're fucking shredded.
Yeah, they're way different. Yeah. One of the guys up there was like a recovery. I think he was I don't know if he was Russian
or something. He was like,
yeah, but he was like a recovering addict. And he was so happy to see us, and he had FaceTimed his girlfriend, and he was like, I said, well, how many times you train? He said, I train 3 times a day, Monday through Sunday. I said, what? He said, yeah, breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's all I do. All we do is train. I said, that's crazy, bro. That's insane. And he looked so good, so fit. He was like, yeah, I used to be so big, and I was a bad addict and drunk. I said, well, how long you been here? He was like 6 months. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, but he was so happy just to talk to us and see us. I said, this is crazy, man. But for me never to experience that type of life, it's like, what the fuck? This is why I take my dad used to always tell me, he should be like, why are you angry? And I used to be like, I don't know. He used to always say, if you haven't seen half the world yet, you shouldn't be angry about shit. And I never got that because my dad was in the Navy and he was stationed in Subic Bay for like 5 years.
Okay.
And he's always telling me, if you've never seen half the world or what people really go through, you shouldn't be angry about shit. And I really started to see it was like, oh my God, bro. Now I get it.
Dude, that is fantastic advice. I mean,
Yeah.
even for myself, I grew up in California. I didn't have a family that traveled. Like we never left the state really. And my first traveling was literally the Philippines. But Americans were so soft and we're so spoiled, right? And we're so, we think we deserve everything. And then you go to a place like that and you see the way other people live and not to mention how they live and they're happy. Like they don't give a shit about a nice car or fucking designer clothes. They're just happy they got to eat that day and the sun's out, and that vibe is so
and they're with
positive.
family.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your family, there's food and everyone's together.
And they're making it work. They're making it fucking work, man.
Exactly.
And I'm like, dude,
cold Red Horse and some seafood by the beach. Like, what the fuck else?
Karaoke.
It's some karaoke
and was it Red Horse and San Miguel Pilsner? Fucking good. Let's go.
We were eating. What were we eating? Lugao. We were eating fresh Lugao. We go there. It was like 30 pesos. Bags of fucking Lugao. And I'm like, I could eat this all day long. We got fresh pundits out. The pundits out there. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what have I been doing my whole life?
Right.
And then that's why I try to get a lot of these youngsters now. I'm like, dude, you guys need to get your passports and start traveling just to see. And you don't have to necessarily go to the Philippines. Like you said, you go to Vietnam, you go to Korea, go to Japan, you go to Brazil. Just see how they live. And you're going to have a totally different perspective of what your life is really about to be like. I
agree 100%. And you mentioned like young guys, like I don't want to live in the past, but I wish I knew what I knew now when I was like 22, 23.
Yes.
About traveling in the Philippines. Like I would have got done with school. I would have worked my ass off for like 2-3 years, saved every penny I had, and I just would have fucking moved there.
Yes.
And made it work. If I could do anything, if I could go back. But
yeah, make that shit work, man. It's okay. Well, Nick, we're running out of little time here. I want to say thank you for coming out on the show, bro. And it means a lot to me to be able to collaborate with other YouTubers, man. That means a lot. If I see you out there in the Philippines when I go out there in October, we're gonna kick it for sure.
Well, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on, guys. Let's stay in touch. We're gonna do a live podcast, me and you, on our channel someday. Like we'll do it.
We'll do it, man. Most definitely.
All right.
Okay,
man. Have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, you too, man. Appreciate it. Love you, man. You have a good one.
Bye.
Hey, Nick. Good time.
Okay, that is a great look, man. That was we love it, man. We love it. Now, before we talk about anything else, let's get into some of these questions that Van Lee got for us. Best knockout you guys ever got? Have I ever given somebody a knockout?
I would say it's easy for me. Well, yeah, I would say the 4-second one I had at the scrapyard. Arm & Hammer versus Boombox. You Google that.
I think my best one. I think I front snapped this dude in the face, and he was just straight, yeah. And he was talking shit, and like in the middle of a sentence, I was like, boom, he was done data. Yeah, huh?
Just sleep.
Yeah. But he was just talking, moving left and right. And I just front snapped him right in the face. Yeah, and that was hard to roll.
Was that your foot?
Yeah. Hardest exercise. The hardest exercise, man.
Hardest training session or hardest actual exercise, like type of exercise?
I would say burpees. Burpees are a motherfucker. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Burpees are a motherfucker. I've done a lot of prison workouts, and I've seen guys do
cardio, man.
Yeah, I've seen guys do like the intensity of their burpees are fucking crazy, and they're always the burpees are always changing. Like they're always adding new things to the burpee.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
How many
worst injury that you guys got? My worst injuries, I broke my ankle twice. Broke it twice. My mother was so mad at me too. Yeah, I broke it the first time, had my cast off for 6 months and broke it again. And she was fucking livid.
How'd you break it? Playing basketball or throwing kicks?
The first time I broke it, the first time I broke it, you know those old school tire swings? You ever been on the tire swing? It's the tire in the middle, it's got 3 chains on it.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you have 2 or 3 people on there, you spin that motherfucker, you grab the fucking chains, and it just swings you around, right? So I grabbed the chains, miscalculated, and that shit swung, and my fucking ankle hit a pole.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Snapped it, broke it. That shit hurt. That shit hurt a lot. Then I got the cast off, and then I ended up coming down from playing basketball, and my foot ended up falling on the ball, turned up, snapped it again. Yeah, my mom was hot. She was pissed. She wasn't even mad that I was hurting. She was like, yeah. She was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, I'm in pain. She's like, she didn't care, bro. She was like, yeah, that medical bill's about to be expensive. Yeah, but I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad they didn't have to put like pins and shit in me and all that stuff.
How's your ankle now? It's fine.
Oh, it's good. I mean, well, nowadays I'm getting older, so sometimes when I walk, I feel like a quick tweak, sharp pain goes up it. Yeah. So
my worst injury was I was sparring this dude at AMC, and we were going at it, and I asked for it. Definitely, I picked it up. Yeah. And then the next round, I was throwing a jab, and he threw a kick underneath, and then he bruised my rib, and I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, bruised ribs fucking hurt. I
was like out for the 2 weeks from training.
Yeah, bruised ribs hurt. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, bruised ribs.
Anything with feet,
like bad sprains, like a bad sprain to your wrist or ankle. The sprains hurt worse than the fucking breaks. To me, I think I'd rather just have a clean snap, but the sprains, bro, because it's already you can't
tendons and shit.
Yeah, you can't put it in the cast enough that you gotta kind of let it heal itself, and you end up rolling your fucking ankle again. Josiah used to roll his ankle a lot in Taekwondo. Because he would move so quick, and sometimes his feet are planted. He's trying to move another way. He would roll his ankle a lot.
Yeah, and you said the mats that you guys had were kind of shitty too.
Yeah, we had some shitty mats. Yeah,
stuck in between the mats and stuff.
Yeah, we had some shitty mats for a while. We actually got some really good mats. That was cool. Yeah, we had shitty mats for a while. But the good thing about it is when I open up my dojo in the Philippines, man, I know where to get all my gear from. All my gear for the Lolo, and I think that'll be dope. Yeah. I don't need a lot. I mean, I need some mats, a couple of kicking bags, and a bunch of paddles.
Just to be able to go back, you know.
Yeah, bro. We're going back to renew our vows, which is gonna be dope.
I wanna go, dude. Fuck.
Nah, but you can't though. You don't even have that conversation with her. You just need to you know, honey, I love you.
I mean, I don't even know if I should re-enlist in the Marines and stuff, just because.
Well, I mean,
it's what I am, man. I'm a fucking goon, man.
Yeah, but what you need to do is take that talent and get you a business going.
Get something going, right?
Get something going. Take that talent, get something going. You got the skills. You've worked in places where. I know you've been at work one day and be like, I can run this fucking place better than what it's ran.
Yeah,
you've had that thought. Yeah, you've had that thought a couple of times. Like, I can run this fucking place, you know. But the only thing is, you're too nice. Sometimes you don't know how to. You got to know how to fire people. Yeah, you got to know how to walk up to them. But look, man, today's your last day, Jim. Yeah, you're not cutting out here. We gotta let you go. Oh, don't worry about your last check. We already got that for you right here. Yeah, today's hours are on there too, and yeah. Yeah, we'll send you your tax information to your last known address. Yeah. You call it good, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. You know? But yeah, it's gonna be a good time out there, and it's gonna be a good time in the Philippines, bro. My boy's going, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna make it way liver. He's going. Joke. My nephew's, Joke's going, bro. And he's for real. He's waiting for us to set the date to go get tickets. We're waiting for one more person to get their passport. Should be coming in about a week.
Who?
TJ.
Oh, he's coming too.
He's going too. Yeah, he's just waiting to get his passport, and then yeah, bro. Then we're gonna book this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna call my nephew when as soon as the show's done here. I'm gonna call my nephew because he's also serious about going. He was like, but he was like, why not? He tried to give me some shit about, I don't want to have all the money, or well, I can't help you, or I'll make it work. Now, you better make it work. Of all people, you need to get up out of here and see
like 8 kids, bruh.
Huh?
You got like 8 kids.
Man, he don't need no more. He ended up going out there because you can't do that in the Philippines, bro. You can't go around having a bunch of babies out there, being a foreigner. They don't look. That's not that's frowned upon. Yeah, that's frowned upon out there. They don't like that type shit, But
watch him do it.
I mean, man, he might go out there and find the love of his life.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shit. I don't know about nothing. I'm gonna just pay it like that. I don't know about nothing. My wife wants my best friend to go out there and find him a wife. He's single. I'm just, man, have him settled there. Hey, he was like, well, I don't want to stay. You ain't got to stay out there, man, but you got to have roots though somewhere. Some type of compound, something that's grounded. So when you do come, you got somewhere to relax, lay your head at. You feel me? Yeah. Well, for the viewers that's been on here and the ones that are in attendance, we appreciate everything you're doing. Van Lee, you are very appreciated because you're always on here every show. We thank you guys for coming out watching Caveman Chronicles episode. This is episode 11. Episode 11. I think we should do like a special giveaway when we get to like 20 or 25, man.
What's up?
Oh, what's going on, man? That is Ronan's
mama.
Yeah, Mama Bear right there, man.
Mamas, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the mamas, man. I see my girl putting in the work, being a mama and stuff. God, it's a hard job.
Yeah,
that's just so hard.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm not. I miss you too, man. I'm glad I'm not a chick.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that noise. You know what I'm saying?
Raising a son. That's.
But like I always tell you, man, it takes a village, man, to make a real goon. To put a goon together, it takes a whole village, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hand waving, pink waving, help. We're waving to you too, Van Lee.
Yeah. Still up in the Northwest. Come on, man. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I'll be stalking his son, man, watching his stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's doing good. He's doing good. I hear that. Yes. Okay, guys. We are out of here. We will catch us on the next episode of the Man Cave Chronicles. I won't tell you who my guest is, but you'll see it when I post it. You understand?